Alright, God of War 2018, if I remember right, it came out in 2018 anyway, is a very, very good game. Just straight up, it's what you're going to be hearing. Very good. I love the hell out of this game. Back when I played it when it first came out, and the rerun I'm doing for Ragnarok before it comes out. The story follows our good man Kratos and boy, or Atreus, as many of you may have heard. While they take Atreus' mother's ashes to the highest peak in all the realms. And then antics ensues, things die, average God of War stuff. You know, it's what is gonna happen. Overall, with the story itself and the characterization of Kratos, characterization of Atreus, the characters they meet along the way, top notch. Love it all. It's really, really good. Kratos becomes more of a father figure. He becomes more, at least, seemingly more empathetic towards certain situations, and it really is starting to show in the trailers for Ragnarok. So I'm really looking forward to that game. Atreus is a child. He grows up throughout the game, from finding out he's a god to be, listening to Kratos being like, hey man, just because you're a god doesn't mean you have to be an asshole like everybody else. You choose what you gotta do, that kind of thing. It's really, really good. Probably a lot of people who would be watching this have played it before, which, excellent. Please play it again. Or people who haven't played it before, it's a very good jaunt, and I know an issue a lot of people tend to have with games, a lot of Sony games in particular, is, oh, it's just a movie. You're just playing a movie. In reality, like, in a way, sure, but, like, I don't see anything wrong with it as long as it's interesting. And speaking of interesting things, the fact that they made the game essentially all one shot, like, the camera never does any cuts. It's always following the action at all times, and I think that's super cool in a very, very interesting way to show how they do things. The graphics, I played this on a PS5, and when I originally played it was on PS4. Looked good then, looks great now. That's about all I really have to say about that. As for the gameplay specifically, I played through on Give Me God of War mode, which is the hardest difficulty. You can't change it. I will say the beginning of the game is a pain in the ass, just straight up. It's very difficult in the beginning of the game. You don't have any skills, you don't have any upgrades. Makes sense, right? Later on, it definitely gets a little bit easier to power through once you start getting your gear up and all that fun jazz. I will say this, and I will always say this: fuck the Dark Elves. I never want to see another one again, and when I do, it'll be too soon. Nitpicks, honestly, not a lot of nitpicks. Not really. The enemy variety was alright. I say alright, it was pretty samey for a lot of the game. You essentially fight Draugr, which are essentially just undead. Okay, cool. A lot of the mini-bosses are recycled. You fight a decent amount of trolls. You fight a decent amount of, oh my god, what are the other ones? They're trolls, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. Basically, one of them is literally just becomes a mini-boss, and the other one's just an actual boss with a health bar, essentially. Which, whatever, it doesn't matter, it's fine. You beat their faces in all the same. Do I wish there was a few more? Yeah. But the big major boss battles in the game are really, really cool, and I enjoyed every single one of them. Problems. Previously mentioned Dark Elves. I hate the Dark Elves. I hate their blinding. I hate everything about them. Please. I just don't like them. That's kind of my only issue with the game, really. I didn't have any other problems with it, other than the Dark Elves. The game excels at just about everything it throws into the game. I didn't have an issue with the combat, not really. I rarely had issues with the controls not working. or not doing what I wanted them to do. All I can tell you is throwing the axe as your main thing for early game is extremely, extremely good, because it gets you out of a lot of situations, especially if you aim for the legs. Additional stuff, I thought about platinuming this game, specifically for before Ragnarok comes out, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to do it on Give Me God of War mode, because, oh man, this stuff, some of the in-game stuff is very difficult. Like the Valkyries, like I've killed almost all the Valkyries at the time of writing, at the time of recording. On stream, I did all but 2 or 3 of them. Off stream, I killed all the other ones, except for the last one. I have my save file literally in front of the last Valkyrie as we speak, and I might actually try and do attempts to beat that either after this recording's done or sometime before Ragnarok comes out. Other than that, I don't have anything really else to say that hasn't been said before, other than I genuinely enjoy the themes of God of War. I genuinely enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the story. And a lot of the character interactions are top-notch, 100%. Like, the interactions between Kratos, Atreus, and the dwarves are great. And just Kratos and Atreus in general is really, really good. Other than that, like I said, I don't have much else to say that hundreds of thousands of other reviewers or people have said. But I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I don't know why I said that. I'm not even at the part where I'm saying in conclusion. Basically, really good game. If you have a PS4 or even a PS5, if you're lucky enough, please give God of War a try. Even if you've played the other games before, I still recommend it. It's a lot more story focused than the other games, which I did enjoy those games too. I thought they were a ton of fun. But yeah. This one is still top notch. It's really good. I'm excited for Ragnarok. I cannot wait for Ragnarok. Comes out in literally a month. And I hope to see some of you there if you want to stick around and not spend $300+ or $500 on a PS5 plus the game. Just come on by and watch me instead, who already spent the $500 and the $70 for God of War Ragnarok, so you don't have to worry about it. But other than that, I stream every so often on twitch.tv/VolkIsland. My Twitter's the same name, my TikTok's the same name, even though I don't really upload on TikTok all that often unless if something cool happens. Other than that, y'all have a good night, day, morning, afternoon, week, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.